Welcome to the episode of Straight Like That, the podcast hosted by me, Camille. Today we've got Gabby Cuevas on for an episode. What's going on, Gabby?
How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. Thanks for hopping on. But first, let's shout out the sponsors. Tasty Mates, a gourmet gummy suite based in London, England. Organically made gummies that come in a few different flavors. They just recently put out a new passion fruit flavor. So be sure to check them out. Link in bio for that. And Club DS. Club DS is a streetwear brand based out of Los Angeles. The word 10 means the number 10 in Spanish. And the number 10 in soccer is always the player that brings the most joy, creativity, and takes risks. Inspired by their Mexican roots and the number 10 in the beautiful game, Club 10 created the mantra of Siempre con alegría, which translates to always with joy. The message of the brand stems deep in the Los Angeles community, and the aim is to spread this message to other communities around the world. The mission is to remind people that no matter what you're going through, do it with joy. Life is full of ups and downs, but you will always be able to overcome any obstacle. A little bit of positivity, faith, and joy will go a long way. Siempre con alegría. Let's get straight to it. Why football? How'd you get into it?
Why football? My dad played his whole life, still plays, has had knee replacement surgery, back surgery, still plays. So it's kind of like in my blood, in my DNA. I have an older brother as well who also grew up playing. And so I was just the annoying little sister that was like, well, I can do that. Like, I can try that. And then it just stuck. And I don't think anybody in my family ever thought I would stick with it the way that I have. But yeah, I caught the bug and I just never got rid of it.
Yeah, so where'd you grow up?
So I grew up in Wayne, New Jersey, and we had like good competitive soccer teams for girls growing up, which was great. And so it was pretty easy to get like right into rec soccer and then eventually like work my way up. Great place, loved it so much.
So
Still in
you,
Jersey, so I love Jersey.
yeah. So you're saying you started out playing rec and then you moved your way up. So what was like that scene like? What was the club scene like over there in women's football especially?
Yeah, so I would say we I started off in like co-ed, which I feel like
Hmm.
everyone does when they're like 3 years old.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember for how long I did that. And then I would say I went to like my town team, which is also like pretty normal. And then after maybe like 2 years with my town team, you kind of saw the shift of the girls on the team of like, okay, who's like taking this serious and gonna
Hmm.
continue and like go to travel and who's just gonna like stay on the town team. And so me and my best friend at the time and still is, Jenna, were like, where are we going? And then we went to our next travel team, which then required like more, like going to all these tournaments in Pennsylvania and
Hmm.
New York and Florida and all of the places. But it was so fun, and I ended up meeting like so many of my good friends on my travel team that I'm still very close to today. And yeah, it was a good experience.
That's amazing. So what age were you when you decided, oh, I kind of enjoy this. I want to take it more serious by joining a travel team?
I want to say I was probably like 9 or 10.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like that's when it really started to get like super serious. And then it was like you could play other sports, but like when you were in soccer season, like you were in soccer season and it was
Hmm.
taking up like pretty much my all of my time. It
Yeah.
felt.
Were you able to, so when you got into middle school, were you able to do both like middle school for, like, I'm
So
sorry,
I
soccer for
did.
middle school and club?
So we didn't have like a middle school team. You just did whatever team you were on outside of school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I did I was able to still do like I danced for a little bit and I played basketball up until my freshman year of high school. And I probably would have played up until my senior year if my high school was very intense with sports. And
Okay.
so they had a rule that you couldn't play a different travel sport if you were playing a high school sport. So if I was playing high
Oh,
school
wow.
basketball, I couldn't play travel soccer at the same time because I needed to focus on basketball. And so it got to
Wow.
the point where I was like, okay, well, like soccer's, I know I'm going to go further in soccer and that's my priority, even though I loved basketball.
Hmm.
And so I ended up, you know,
Sticking with soccer.
soccer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Basketball to the
That
top.
that's a shame. I've actually never heard that before. Is that like just
It's
like a Jersey thing?
I don't think so. I went to like an all girls Catholic school and they were very intense on sports. That's like part of
Okay.
the reason why I went there for soccer. We won like counties all 4 years. We won states 3 years in a row. Like I think we
Damn.
had like we had like an undefeated season or maybe like one loss in the season.
Hmm.
Um, so we were like very like we had like six girls go D1 my senior year. Like we had like very good
Wow.
players. Yes. And basketball was very similar for, the girls that were playing.
Hmm.
So I understand why they did it, but it was also like it was so annoying. Like
Yeah.
we could do both. It's fine.
Right. I mean, it's a shame you kind of put in a way, like for example, you played basketball and soccer. You could have contributed to the basketball team too, but like since they were so focused on one sport,
Yeah,
took away
no.
some help.
And like I basketball was like my release. I felt like I
Hmm.
thought I was so good at it. And I remember one time telling my friend, like, I think I'm gonna quit soccer and like stick with basketball because it was
Oh,
more
wow.
freeing. It was just like I went and I was good and I like didn't really put any extra training into it. I would do like a basketball summer camp or something, but I felt like played for like my town travel team and I felt like I did so well and I just like didn't have this pressure I put on myself in basketball that I did in
Mm.
soccer. And I remember she was like, I'm saying this with like all the love in the world. No, don't do that. And I'm like,
Damn.
am I better at soccer? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh wow. Okay, so I must be like pretty good at soccer. Like my confidence in soccer just wasn't there.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, like I must be decent at this sport then if you're like telling me not to quit. Also, like I'm a shrimp. I'm 5'5". Like not really like playing at UConn for basketball.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I loved it. So it was hard to move away from it because it was like just like my fun sport.
Hmm.
But then obviously I got my confidence with soccer and obviously I love soccer. But yeah, it was a shame to lose that like, you know,
Outlet.
like, exactly.
Yeah. So did the pressure come like from yourself basically with soccer?
For sure. My parents were very much, it's so funny. I think when you have parents that like actually know the game
Hmm.
and like know it competitively and watch it and can coach it and all of the things, sometimes you raise kids that are like they or as the parent you're not as intense like you're like
Hmm.
they'll figure it out, they'll like they need to learn, they need to maybe not be the best player or they need to the coach does need to be hard on them like they learn different things. So my parents were very much like that of like you don't have to play this sport, don't play for us, don't play because your brother plays, like play because you want to play. And they've
Hmm.
always were like, you want to stick with dance, you want to stick with basketball, like you don't have to stay with soccer. And it almost was like another driving force of like, do they not think that like I'm good or that I love it? I have to prove it to them. And yeah, I don't know. The pressure was just definitely from me and just like wanting to be the best and like knowing that it ran in my family and like my brother was very good. So I'm like, I gotta like keep going. And then you become known as like the soccer girl, right? So it's
Yeah.
really got to keep going with this. And then, slowly, like I was called into like, I mean, back in the day, we did like ODP. It's not
Hmm.
like big of a thing anymore, but I was like on the regional team and I traveled a lot for soccer and I got called to a few national team camps. And so once also that happens, then like you just keep wanting to push forward of like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I did that. Like, let me see if I could do it again, or if I can like make this next elite team or travel to this next destination. And I don't know, you like chase that high. I think everyone
Hmm.
feels it at some point in their life when they're in a sport. And I'm
Hmm.
still at 32, still chasing the high.
You're just
I'm
ambitious, that's all.
very ambitious.
So you mentioned a lot just now. Let's unpack that. So while you were in high school, you were playing just travel for your club.
Correct.
But you're talking about you playing ODP and you had some international youth camps call-ups?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I want to say my first one might have been when I was like a sophomore or junior. And Um, I so I started playing for a club team where the national team coach for my age group was my like club team coach, but I
Oh,
was
whoa.
up a few years.
Okay.
And so, he called me in, which like obviously was amazing and was kind of able to help me be like, this is what national team girls look like, and so this is what you need to be doing. Um, so I think I got into like two camps with him, and like, I mean, obviously, I would love to say that I deserve to be there. I don't know. They were very good players. And then I got called into like a few like ID camps, which is like kind of different than the national team, but like in the same realm. It's almost like a regional pool, but like the whole nation, but like smaller, but bigger than if you're just going to national team camp. I don't know if any of that makes sense.
Okay. So it kind of makes sense, but kind of doesn't at the same time.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, so I was able to like go to a few camps, which was amazing. And then I got into college and that's when all my injuries started. And so the national
Jeez.
teams just kind of like faded into the background, which is disappointing, but that's the life of a
Yeah.
footballer, you
So
know.
let's talk about your recruiting process then. So how did that go? What was that like?
So recruiting, it's so funny. I tell this to everybody. I actually wanted to quit soccer when I was being recruited to go to college. I
Damn.
hate the recruiting process. Like, I think it was also my parents were like learning from the mistakes that they made with my brother. He played soccer at Iona and then he transferred to Rutgers. And I think that they always thought that he could have maybe like worked harder at reaching out to coaches or like sending more emails or visiting more schools. And so
Mhm.
they took everything that they like learned with him and basically put it onto me. And it just felt so overwhelming. And we had to visit like every school and give every person an opportunity. And my parents would make me like research the history of the school before even going on the visit. I'm like, they're not going to ask me any of this. No, and you should be able to talk to the coach and like be so well educated, which is like now looking back, I'm like, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
When you're I was a sophomore in high school, I'm like, I hate that. Like I just want to like be home with my friends and like I'll pick a school eventually, right?
Right.
And it's also hard to make a decision of like where am I going to go spend the next 4 years of my life when like I don't even know what I'm having for dinner tomorrow,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of pressure. And so I remember I visited 12 schools
Okay.
like all over the East Coast. I knew I didn't want to go like too far from home. Now in hindsight, I wish I like would have looked at like California schools or something. I think that could have
Mhm.
been cool. But I'm very much like super close to my parents, so I wanted them to be able to come to a lot of games. And then I will never forget I had a tournament and Notre Dame was coming to watch, and I had like a scholarship already offered from them as they came to watch. And I guess I played bad that game and like the
Mhm.
offer just like disappeared. And my parents were
Wow.
like, yeah, you're not going there. Like your offer has gone away. I'm like, what? Then like I was ready to commit to Maryland. Maryland was the first school I saw. I loved it. I knew the assistant coach from like the youth game. I loved my meeting with the head coach. I loved the girls. Like it was no other school was matching to Maryland the
Mhm.
whole time. And I was about to call to commit. And I just happened to check my email as I'm calling and I saw that like my scholarship got dropped, like 15% or something because I was taking too long to respond.
Jeez.
I like hung up the phone and I'm like, okay, well, this is going to change things financially, like for my family. So I'm
Mhm.
like telling my parents, I'm like, I don't know what to do. So now I'm like delaying even more. And then I remember I got a call to go visit UConn and I was at my friend's house. I'm like, I don't want to go. I do not want to go tomorrow. Like, this is so dumb. Like, I'm just going to go to Maryland. Who cares that they lowered my offer, even though I was so heartbroken.
Mhm.
And she was like, just go. Like, it's fine. And then my brother called and he was like, you need to go on this visit. You're going to fall in love with this school. He's like, I love playing there. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go to the visit, fall in love with it. Got
Oh, so he wasn't lying.
He wasn't lying. And it was like such a shitty weekend too. Like it was raining. Actually, I think it was like snowing, but raining and it was freezing and like the school just looked so like gloomy and
Yeah,
blue.
yeah.
Maryland, it was like the middle of summer, sunny, beautiful, like everyone was outside. And yet I like connected with the girls so quickly. I loved the coach. He's like a Greek older man and he just had what seemed like to be a very similar style of play to me.
Hmm.
And I was like, I think I need to go here. And me and my parents on the way home, I we got in the car and I was like, I'm committing here, right? And they're like, yeah, like this was like everything
Damn.
was perfect. And so luckily then I committed, everything went well. But yeah, the process was like so overwhelming and I tell my parents all the time, like, you guys put so much pressure on me and I know it wasn't on purpose because you just wanted like the best thing to happen and it did. Like
Right,
I'm
right.
so happy with my college experience, but oh my God, like much.
They meant well, but you so
Meant well.
young. I mean,
Yes, exactly.
that's tough. So you committed at 16?
Yeah, I committed at 16. Yeah, I was a sophomore and I'm young. Yeah, I was 16. Um,
Wow.
I remember it was like right before like New Year's Eve and I was just like so happy. I went to like a party in high school and I was like, I don't have to worry about college anymore. I'm committed. And everyone's like, screw you.
Yeah,
Like,
right. People are
why?
probably not even thinking about college yet.
Exactly. But yeah, it was such a weight lifted off my shoulders. And it was like I said, it was a great decision. So I was super happy with it.
All right, so let's fast forward to first day at UConn. What's training like? How are you feeling playing there? Is it a
First,
big jump between, where you were to collegiate ball?
yeah, my biggest fear was the fitness test. We had
Mhm.
what we called the
Everyone says that.
yeah,
Everyone says that.
because you're not like ready or used to running fitness. Like I remember in high school, my brother being like, "Well, you better start practicing like running the mile." And I'm like, "What do
Mhm.
you mean?" He's like, "You're gonna have a fitness test in college." And I remember freaking out. I'm like, "I have to like run more than what I run at practice? That's crazy." And my fitness test my freshman year was called the Gauntlet. So you had to run a mile in 6:15, a half a mile in 3:15, half of that in like a minute 25, and then I think now we're at like a half of a lap in 45 seconds, all with a minute in between each one. And then we finished with 12 40-yard sprints that you had to get
Jesus.
in 12 seconds. Um, and it was so hard, and I did pass. I'm so proud of myself. But I remember it was like me and two other freshmen that were like, we're all gonna stay together and we're following this upperclassman. Like we had like the numbers written on our hands of like how to pace everything. And like
Mm,
she was a senior, she had run it so many times, like we're following her. She ended up pulling her calf like halfway through the mile. And we're all
damn.
looking at each other like, well, now what? Like
Y'all got to figure it out yourselves
yeah.
now.
And we did, and all three of us passed, which was very exciting. But we never did that fitness test again. It was just my freshman year. And then slowly they started like taking things off of the fitness test. By my senior year, all we had to do was run a mile. I'm like,
Crazy.
okay. Yeah. But I felt really good at UConn. I felt like I belonged. The girls, like I said, were like so welcoming and everything, was going really well. And then the first game of the season, I was starting 7 minutes in, I tore my ACL, and I
Jesus.
never had a major injury in my life, so it was like a complete shock. It was horrible.
Damn.
Yeah,
So you were out that season right there.
right there, done. I think I got surgery at like the end of the week, and then just started the recovery
That
process.
had to have been tough. And also starting as a freshman.
Yeah, it was exciting. I
So
was like,
you're
oh
at
my
the highest of the
God,
high
yeah,
right
like
there.
I accomplished this goal that I had for myself.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I just got sandwiched and they were like, you tore your ACL. I'm like, no, I didn't. Like, even though I was like screaming in pain, it hurt so bad. And then, we did the MRI and they're like, yeah, you tore your ACL. I'm like, damn. I
Damn.
sprained my knee, like it's fine. I'll be
Yeah.
out in 2 weeks. So yeah, it was super heartbreaking, but again, it's like par for the course.
Yeah. So you miss your freshman year.
Yeah, just wait, it gets better.
Oh, all right.
Sophomore year, come back,
Okay.
get my starting spot again.
Okay.
Um, Second game of the season, same day, a year later, I tear my ACL again.
The same one?
Same one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And when it happened, I just like immediately knew. And I'm
You
like,
knew it.
yeah, I was like so angry and upset and like I just like could not believe it. And yeah, got surgery like end of the week and started rehab all over again. So I always did preseason. I always did the hard parts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The fun
Like
part.
actually the fun part, yeah, I got screwed.
Damn. Okay, so two ACLs back to back, the same ACL too.
Same ACL, yeah, a year later, a year apart, I should say.
Gee, so you miss freshman, sophomore year. Are
Yes.
you still have your eligibility from those 2 years?
Yes, I did get those two redshirt years.
Okay, so now you're going in as a junior, but
Yes,
technically a freshman on the field.
exactly.
Okay, so junior year, was there a clean bill of health? No freak accident?
Year bill of health,
All
most minutes
right.
on the team, like good.
All right.
All good. I had to wear a brace all season, which sucked. But other than that, it was good. I mean, I didn't play well, but like
hmm
I was playing, which I guess what was important.
Yeah, I mean, coming off of, two major injuries, being able to play again, that's already a blessing.
Yeah, for sure. Then senior year comes and
This is
again,
all at UConn, by the way,
like
right? Okay.
yeah. And I tear my ACL again.
Wait, a third ACL
Yes.
in the same knee?
In the same knee. Yeah.
I don't even know if I've ever heard of that before.
Yeah, it's crazy. Same knee. All three of them were like tackles. Like I just got like the first one I got sandwiched, the second one I was going to jump to like clear a ball and the girl just like stepped on my foot and so my foot stayed down but like the rest of my body was coming up. And then the third one, I think I was like turning with the ball while someone tackled me. And it was already like not feeling great, so I almost like wasn't surprised when it happened.
Yeah.
Obviously like same emotions. I was like heartbroken and I like couldn't believe this was happening to me again. At that time, I feel like in women's soccer in general, but especially on my team, we had had a lot of ACLs. Like we had had numerous girls with like at least two, which is crazy.
Jeez, that is
Yeah.
crazy.
Maybe not so like much back to back to back to back like mine was, but we had had a few that were like their freshman year and then their senior year or something like that.
Jeez.
Um, so yeah, so then that, I was out, but I got that red shirt year back, which was awesome. And
Wow. Okay.
I did my fifth year at UConn.
Okay.
And fifth year, we made it to the Sweet 16, which was super exciting.
Healthy?
Healthy,
All
yes,
right.
great. And then I went to Monmouth University, which is like a small D1 school in Jersey, for grad school. And I did 2 years there and I played 2 years there and all was
Wow.
great. Yeah,
Okay. So you were in college and grad school, a combo of 7 years.
7 years. Yeah, this is what
But
I
at
tell them.
UConn, you only played two.
I only played 2 years at UConn.
Crazy. Okay.
Oh,
All
nuts.
right. So you get to Monmouth and healthy, 2 full seasons health?
2 full seasons. I had like pulled hamstrings and like stuff like that, but
Yeah,
knee, wow,
yeah.
great.
Okay, okay. And everything was healthy while playing, and did you like wanna yeah, let's get into that. I'm over here still like mesmerized that you
Yeah.
tore your ACL 3 times, the same one.
Yeah.
How like why did you still want to play?
You know what it was? It's so funny. My mom was like, maybe we think of something different than soccer,
Yeah.
other than soccer. And I was like, fuck you, fuck that. Like, I'm like, no one's gonna tell me anything. Um, but I felt like someone was taking something away from me. And I like so badly wanted to take it back. And I genuinely felt that every year I sat out, I got smarter because I was watching the game now so closely and like my passion for the game became like insurmountable. Like I was just like so jealous that like my team gets to go on the field every Friday and Sunday and go play, or
Mm,
that they get to run sprints, or like I became then the person on my team. I was almost like the motivational speaker before games because I was like, if I hear you complain about running, if I hear you complain that you're tired, if I hear you complain about the coach, whatever, like screw you. At least you get to be on the field. Like I have not been on the field. That's all I want to do. And
mm,
so my passion just like every time it came back like full force. And then I'm sitting there watching, and my only way to contribute was to like help my teammates. And so I got so used to like watching certain players in certain positions and like, they would some of my best friends that would come up to me and be like, "Hey, like what did you think? Like how can I do better? Or like what do you think is breaking down? Why are we not playing well?" And I felt like I was like, "Oh, great. Like this is my way to make an impact." And that's great. Like so fun. Yay, I'm like part of the team still, but I want to make an impact on the field.
yeah,
That feeling just like never went away. And that feeling of me like chasing what was taken away from me, I'm like still chasing that almost. Like it still hasn't, the fires like still hasn't run out,
that's
which I'm
crazy.
all my life are like, please let it run out. Like, please be done with this. Like the poor woman has not been able to watch me play a soccer game in forever. Um, but yeah, I just like it has just brought so much like fire back into me, which like maybe if that didn't happen, I might have played 4 years and been like,
That's it.
I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't even imagine like all of the experiences I would have missed out on in my life had I stopped at college.
yeah, yeah. So after, like, could you have not continued playing at UConn because you were there for so
I
long? How's that
could.
work?
I could have. After I say I'm like I say I was the most expensive player, yet the biggest disappointment because I only played 2 years, but I was still getting school paid for
Uh-huh.
5 years that I was there. Um, but it was just time for me to move on. Like
Hmm.
my friends, my graduating class and then the class that I actually graduated with were like all leaving. And I still was close with the girls on the team, but in one place for 5 years is a long time.
Yeah,
I just needed something new, something different. And I'm happy I did that. I think that was important. And then I was able to create like a new identity rather than the one that like, oh, this girl's always hurt. Or like
yeah,
this
yeah, I see. Hmm.
torn ACLs,
Hmm.
So the move was definitely good for me.
How'd you choose Monmouth?
So the coach, Chrissy Turner, who I absolutely love, she was one of my ODP coaches growing up. And when I started transferring, or when I was looking at transferring, I started messaging all my old coaches. And I was really skeptical. I was like, who's gonna want, this player that has been injured 3 times? Like, no one's gonna want me. This is like
Yeah,
so hard. And so I did go to like a lot of schools back in Jersey that I didn't necessarily like maybe look so into my when I was like first going to school. And so I went back and um she welcomed me with open arms. So she's like, "Of course we'd have you. Like please come visit." And it was
that must have been a nice feeling.
it was amazing, and we're still so close now that I'm so happy that we like rekindled. She's such
Hmm.
not even just like an important person in soccer, but like in general.
Hmm.
She has like an amazing view of the world and of the soccer world. And so to be able to connect with someone like that and now still have that connection,
Hmm.
I think it was all meant to be.
Amazing. So during this whole time, after the ACL tears and the two universities, when did you know that like I want to keep playing professionally?
Um, I mean, ever since I was little, I knew I wanted to play professionally. I just don't know if I knew what that looked like. Like in my
Hmm.
fifth grade yearbook, it says be a professional soccer and basketball player because I thought I could do both.
And your high school ruined half of it.
I know. Um, but I think once I got to Monmouth and I had 2 healthy years, I was like, okay, like I obviously can't stop now. So I'm just
Hmm.
gonna like keep going and try and see where it takes me.
Hmm.
That's what
So
I did.
how'd you get into like an agent, or how'd you like figure out what you need to do next?
Yeah, so I one of my best friends was playing in Israel at the time, and she had called me. I was still at Monmouth, and she's like, "You need to come here for spring break. Like, this place is amazing. I'm having so much fun. Like, you once you graduate, you should come play with me."
Oh
And I
wow.
was like, "Okay." And so I was gonna go on spring break to go visit her, and my parents were like, "No, you're not." And I was like, "Cool." So I and then I graduated. I actually started coaching at Monmouth right after I graduated. I was like the volunteer assistant.
Hmm.
So I was working, or I was living with the assistant coach, Kylie Flynn, at the time, and her husband and two kids, and was coaching there, for very little money, and then coaching like on the side. But all in the meantime, I was like just trying to stay fit and ready. And, I never knew what was going to happen. At
Hmm.
the point I had gotten, like a national team replacement contract with Sky Blue, or they were Sky Blue at the time. And so that was good. I was like, okay, like I'm not the I'm not the drill kill at on this team. So that's like a
Yeah.
good sign. And it gave me like a little bit of confidence. And then my friend was like, you can come play for us for like half of the season. Why don't you just come to Israel? And I was like, okay. And so I just negotiated my contract um with the manager. I like didn't even think about an agent at the time. I didn't even know anybody that had an agent. And I was like, sounds good. Send me my contract. Again, I was making like pennies, and signed my contract. I'm like, Mom, Dad, can't say no now. Like, I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to
signed.
play. Yeah, like I signed a contract. They're paying me, and I was like living with like a random woman that the manager knew that was like my host housing. And I just like picked up and left.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
From Jersey to Israel.
From Jersey to Israel. And I was so scared. And I like didn't even know who was picking me up at the airport. Like I was just like, you tend to go into these things like very blindly.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I like went to practice. Obviously, my friend was there, so that helped. And like all the girls on the team liked her. So luckily, I was just her buddy that they invited me to everything. And
Yeah.
so
If you cool with her, you cool with us.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
And so then I was living in this town, very small, like no one spoke English. I didn't
Hmm.
have like a car or anything. I had to walk everywhere. It was very close to like Gaza where everything, goes down. And
Hmm.
I remember I was there. I only saw my friend like at practice, and then on the weekends I would go stay with her. She lived in Tel Aviv, so I would go stay with her for the weekends. And I think it was like my third day there, and I'm like, what have I done? Like, what am
Damn.
I doing here? And obviously, I was like telling everyone, like, it's amazing and I love it so much, but I was miserable. And then, you start to get like more comfortable and become actual friends with the girls. Like, I wasn't just like Danielle's friend anymore. Like, I was Gabby, and
Yeah.
gain respect on the field as well. And then I think I went in like September, and then I went home for Christmas, and I came back and I was like, I'm not staying at this woman's house anymore. Like I'm gonna go stay on Danielle's couch in Tel Aviv. And I got like a babysitting job. And that's when like everything changed. Like I ended up starting to absolutely love it. I was going to the beach every single day, like going to training at night. I lived with like 4 or 5 other people that were all like international. Someone, I think one was from like El Salvador, another one from Argentina, another one from Jersey, so we had like the United Nations at our house. And granted, I had to sleep up. I didn't care. And then
Yeah.
top of it, I was babysitting, so I was like making extra money. And then I was able to like go do more things. And I think I was like eating out every day, just like trying new restaurants. And it ended up being like an amazing experience that I loved so much. But those first like 3 or 4 months
A bit rough.
they were
Yeah.
rough.
But
Yeah.
making that change and moving into the city and closer to your people, that made it much better.
Oh my God, so much better. And like it is such a place. And I went back for another year. I did 2 years in Israel. And it is, I hold like such a special place in my heart for it because I just had such an amazing experience. It's like, I say Tel Aviv is like a more chill Miami. Like, you have the city, but like on the beach. Beaches are beautiful, but like you can go out in like jeans and a t-shirt, like no
Yeah.
one like clocking what you're wearing. But if you want to dress to the nines, like that's fine too. No one's gonna judge you. It's just like
Yeah.
super chill, super fun, a lot of Spanish music everywhere, which like I love. And just like people from all over the world that live there. And I really enjoy the Jewish culture as well. So I just like absolutely loved it.
Damn. So you stayed there for 2 years, you enjoyed it.
Yes.
What happened afterwards? Did you try to stay for a third year or did you
So
want a
I
new
I
challenge?
got kicked out of the country because of COVID.
Damn.
And so yeah, which was rough. Actually my parents were visiting me at the time and my brother called and was like, "You guys need to come home. Like if you don't come home now, you might not be able to come
Yeah, you're
home."
gonna be stuck, yeah.
Yeah, so they like cut their trip short. And then I was trying to like I was renting an apartment on my own. My team wasn't paying for my apartment. I'm like, if I leave, how am I going to pay for this apartment and like how am I going to figure everything out? So I was there for probably like maybe another 2 weeks. We were like in isolation. So
Mm,
that was weird and like not being able to go to practice and things like that. I mean, we had like 5 people living in the apartment. So there was always something to do and it was always fun. But
right.
after the 2 weeks, it was like, all right, what's the
You gotta
plan?
get outside, yeah.
Yeah. And so our team ended up being like, we're going to send you home because we don't know when we're going to start the league back up. But when we do, like, you'll just come back.
Okay.
It's like, okay. I kind of knew like I wasn't coming back. Like
Mm,
it just didn't feel like that's what was going to happen. So I got someone to take over my lease and I think I like got my last paycheck and I left. And then we were all in COVID for like a year. And then after COVID, or in COVID, I ended up finding an agent and then I got a team in Finland like 2021. And then I stayed there for 2 years. And that was like a completely different experience, but also I loved it.
yeah, so you were in Finland for 2 years. So it was Israel two, kind of a break for one, Finland
Yeah,
for two.
exactly. And Finland, so Israel, like the soccer wasn't great, but like my life was great. Like I
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah.
a lot too much fun, for a
Yeah.
professional soccer player. Then Finland, my life was great, but I wasn't like going out every weekend.
Yeah.
But soccer was great. Like we had such like a well-oiled machine. The Finnish culture is very much just like do what you're told and like do it well.
Yeah.
And we had a very competitive team. Everything was a competition in practice, which like I absolutely love. We had like a point system in practice and if you won, you got like 2 points for the day or a point or 3 points. And then we tallied it up for the month and the winner got like a sweatshirt and the loser had to like bake for the team or something.
I ain't
Um,
even that bad.
yeah, it's not that bad, but it was
Mm,
great. And then it was like, oh, great, we got baked goods like after a game because of these. It was like the bottom three would have to bake something, or
yeah.
they would have to like we had like fines, so they would have to like pay fines, and then those fines go to like the end of the year party and buy
Okay, I see.
snacks or something.
Mm.
So I absolutely loved it, and we ended up winning my first year. So then my second year, we got to play in Champions League. Uh,
Oh,
we were very close to making it to the group stage, and a red card and some injuries like screwed us.
oh,
I
damn.
still like think about it all the time, and it's so sad. Um,
That's high level though. If you're competing
yeah,
to
yeah,
get into group stage for Champions League.
yeah. It was cool. We played. So how it works for the women's side is that when you win your league, you go then to like basically, I guess, like qualifiers for Champions League. So we went to Poland and we played against a team from Lithuania and a team from Belgium. and you had to win those two games to then like make it to the next step. So
Hmm.
beat Lithuania. We were playing this team from Belgium. We end up being 3-3. We have to go into penalty kicks. We win in penalty kicks.
Jeez.
So then we played an Austrian team, and we lost. I think we lost the first game 1-0, and so then we had to play. That was home, and then we played away, and we tied that game. I think 3-3. And like I was injured for that game. So was our like one of our leading goal scorers, and then our other leading goal scorer got what's it called? She got it. She had had two yellow cards in the like
Oh,
first
the lead
game.
up to it,
Yeah,
yeah.
got like a stupid yellow. Like she was like arguing at the ref and like, like kicked the ball.
Oh,
They
shit.
gave her a yellow and then she was then out for the last game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
we really could have used her and the other leading
That's a
goals.
lot of games though, just to qualify for a group stage.
Right. And so that was like, so then that game, then you qualify. And so we
Right.
were like this close. It was so sad. Um,
Damn.
but yeah, it was great experience. And then we ended up winning that year as well, our league. So we won 2 years in Finland, and then I left.
Damn, so you won the league back to back years.
Back to back years. Yeah, we
You
had a
you
really
didn't
good team. I like loved my Finnish team.
you didn't want to make it 3 years? Three wins in a row?
So yeah, I was so convinced that I was just like ready to leave,
Uh-huh.
and it's so cold there. Like so.
Yeah. I was gonna ask about like the off the pitch lifestyle there too.
Oh, it's so cold and like so dark for a lot
Yeah.
of the year. And like I didn't even want to go to the grocery, and I had to walk everywhere as well. And I'm like, I didn't even want to go to the grocery store to like make myself dinner because it was
Yeah.
um
Where were you located? Because Finland's long, right?
yeah, I was in Kuopio, which is like if this is Helsinki, Finland is like here, and like Russia's like here. We were like
Whew.
really, yeah, it was kind of crazy.
So kind of
And
high up too. So it's
yeah,
really dark
it
there.
was really cold. Granted, we were like still like 8 hours from the North Pole, basically.
Yeah.
And I never went. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, you were there and you never went." And I'm like, I was so cold in my own town. I couldn't imagine going 8 hours north to be more cold.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
was like miserable, and I hate the cold.
How would you even get up there? Is that a drive? Do people drive up there?
I think you can train or drive. Yeah. Actually, I'm sure there's flights from Helsinki there, but not from like Kuopio
Over
there.
there, yeah.
But yeah, I was like I was ready to move on, not so much because of like my lifestyle or anything like that. Like the weather was a huge factor for me. And then I was like, I thought I was just like ready for the next step up. Like we had done well. I had two good
Hmm.
years. We won 2 years in a row. And my coach had said, like, come on, why don't let's just like try to win Champions League or like try to get to Champions League like one more time, one more time. And then at that time, like a bunch, almost like the middle of the team was leaving. Like the striker, our midfield, the two center backs, the goalkeeper. And I'm like,
That's the
okay,
spine. The whole spine's gone of the
yeah,
project.
that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I was just like going back and forth, and then there was some like ethical things that were like off-putting from my coach, and like we were very close basically up until like the end, and I had said I'm gonna leave, and then I left, and I said, shit, maybe I'm gonna stay another year. And so I reached out to him and I said, I think I'm gonna stay another year. And then he was like, okay, I'm on vacation. Like, I'll send you your contract when I get home. I'm like, cool. So then I'm like taking a break. I'm like going back to Finland for another year. I'm chilling. And then some like sneaky stuff happened, and started questioning like my health as a player of like, oh, but your knee. And I'm like, my knee wasn't an issue this whole season.
Yeah. Where'd that shit come from?
Yeah, I'm like, if you would have said my hamstring, okay, like I always had to pull the hamstring, but like my knee wasn't a problem. Like all of a sudden, now you wanted me back, now you don't want me back. And it was just like this, it put such a bad taste in my mouth. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? You're right. Like, let's just leave it there. And I, obviously was like, this could have been a phone call rather than like this like weird communication style that you're pulling. Um,
Hmm.
and it was like, please come back, please, we're so sorry, please, please, please. And like, mind you, I was a captain there for 2 years, so I was very like, where is this coming from? Like, it was,
Oh, that's oof.
yeah, and it was like heartbreaking. Like, I was so proud of like what we built together and the way that the team ran, and like I felt like I was like kind of the problem solver, and like gladly, I was happy to be that person.
Yeah.
Um, and kind of like if someone was afraid to say something to the coach, I'd be like, okay, I'll just say it. Like it's fine. And then like,
Yeah.
vice versa. Um, so I was like a little bit taken back. And so then, I was like, it's just not, I'm not meant to go back there. Like,
Hmm.
a lot of my friends had left. Like I said, the spine of the team had left. And so I didn't go back. And I think I made a good decision in the fact that I was like sticking to my guns and like what I
Yeah.
believed in. But then unfortunately, like my career kind of like I don't know, maybe fell off a little bit after that. And that was disappointing. But I think to be able to like sleep at night and know that I like made a good decision and like I didn't have bad blood with people. Like I said what I
Right.
say and we're good. Like I don't hold any ill will anymore. Do what you got to do. Um, but yeah, it was just like a disappointing way for that to end when I
Yeah,
had
that's a
like
shame. Especially I had
yeah,
a lot of success together too.
exactly. It was like such a high and then it was like such a low.
Right.
But yeah, after Finland, I went to Poland for 6 months. And it was fine.
Yeah.
And
Couldn't move you.
with me, it was also just like cold and like the culture is like kind of cold. Um,
Yeah.
it took a long time for the girls to like really open up. And then of course, like right before I was gonna leave, they completely opened up and were like so nice and wanted me to stay. And I'm like, where was this like 5 years
Early.
ago?
Yeah. It could have been
Yeah.
different. I
It was
know.
so different.
I'm
So like,
half
I
Polish.
love,
My mom is from Poland, so
oh,
I
really?
know that culture. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I
It could be
love
stiff.
the girls. Yeah, it was very much like, why are you here? Like, why are you here? Like, you played for that team in Finland. Like, why are you now playing with us? And I'm like, do you like you guys are good?
Damn, I'm just trying something new.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. And then I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Um, they put me in like a beautiful apartment and all of that, but and like I had one girl who was like basically my translator and she was so sweet. Like we had a great relationship. And the girls towards the end I ended up becoming like close to and I love and I still keep in touch with, but it was like the 5 months, 6 months that I was there, it was very lonely. And
Yeah.
like every other place I had, at least my person, like I think you always need like your person on the team. And so that was hard. And then I didn't know the language and like they didn't feel comfortable speaking English really. So it was just like awkward. I was like a little
This
bit
wasn't
old.
a right fit. Yeah.
Yeah, like just it didn't fit. Then I came home, had like a little bit of a break, got a national team replacement player contract for Gotham, and then right after that, I went to Costa Rica for a year for a season. Had like the best time ever, and then now I'm like I don't know what I'm in. I'm in like a pause, but not really. But like, should I retire? But I don't
So
know.
when did you come back from Costa Rica?
In June,
Of
so
2025?
2025. Yeah,
Okay, so it's only been what, like 4 months ish?
I don't know. It feels
Four or
like it's
5 months?
yeah.
So where are you like mentally? Like, do you still want to keep playing?
Yeah, so I play with my national team with Dominican
Hmm.
Republic,
Hmm.
and I love it. It's like the best thing ever. I
Gotta
had,
talk about that because you just nonchalantly threw that out there as if, it's just like, oh, on a Sunday five-a-side adult league kind of thing. You're representing a national team. That's kind of crazy for real.
I am, yes, and I'm so proud of it. And it's my mom's side,
Mm.
and I like grew up with my mom's side of the family, very heavily influenced, and I, love wearing the crest. I love wearing the colors. I love putting on that uniform. Um,
When did that come about and how?
that came up in 2021. Some one just messaged me on Facebook and was like, "Are you Dominican?" And I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "Come play for the national team." And I said, "Okay." And all of a sudden I had a flight to the national team from Finland. Like it was crazy.
Holy shit. To go to Dominican Republic?
Yes. And my one of my best friends, Bree Reed, who I think has also been on the pod,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to a friend of the podcast.
yes, her. So her and I have known each other for like years, but we're never friends. And like we would train at the same facility together, and we're like friendly, but we never like got super close. And then we found out we were both going to play for DR. I'm like, "You're Dominican?" She's like, "You're Dominican?" I'm like, "Yeah." And we're like, "Great, let's be roommates," because like we didn't know anyone else. We were so nervous. I'm like, I my Spanish was fine, semi fine. And so I was like so nervous, like everyone's going to be speaking Spanish. I'm not going to know anything. And she felt the same way. And then literally since that first camp that we had together, I don't know if there's been a day since that we've stopped talking. Like we text
Wow.
today, we are so close. She lives 20 minutes away. Um, and yeah, I started playing for them and we went to Gold Cup, which was really cool. And, played in like qualifiers for World Cup and stuff. And now we have qualifiers coming up at the end of November. So I'm like still playing and like
Okay.
still training and, staying fit and everything. And after Costa Rica, I like genuinely thought I was going to get a contract with Brooklyn in the USL Super League. I had like trained with them right at the end of their season last year, like had a good showing. I'm like, oh, good.
Mhm.
And that's just not the way things turned out. And I kind of was in this mentality of like Brooklyn or not, or like nothing.
Okay.
And maybe that like messed up where I should have been. I was just so, and I guess I still kind of am like, I just want to stay close to home. Like I've been traveling for the past few years now. I've missed like everything.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to just like be close to home. I'm ready for my family to like actually come to my game.
Watch.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, like luckily I have the best parents in the world and they like visited me in every country that I've played in and have been able to watch me play and like see what my life is there, which is amazing. But like I would love for my cousins to be able to come to a game or like friends or coaches or whatever. And so for me it was like Brooklyn, Brooklyn, Brooklyn. And I still feel like I'm in like that mentality because I'm not necessarily ready to retire. I don't feel ready. My body still feels like pretty good. Obviously, like I have to warm up a little bit more or like, recover a little bit better. But
Yeah.
like I play pickup every Friday with like a group of pro guys and like
Mhm.
feel pretty good, playing pickup with them and I make an effort every day. Like right now I'm working at a daycare. And so I work
Mhm.
like 8 to 4:30. I come home. I usually like eat, take a little nap, and then I'm going to the gym and I'm working out, doing whatever I need to do to be ready to go play with DR or if someone were to call.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm like still in that mentality of like I will get to Brooklyn. I just don't know like how or when
One.
or
Yeah.
what that's gonna look like, but it is in the back of my head, and so we'll see what happens. So if anybody from Brooklyn is listening, like give me a
Hey,
call.
listen. If you in Brooklyn, you hear Gabby. She
Yeah,
ready.
like, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
I hear
Um,
that. So in the meantime, though, you're still staying fit. You said you got qualifiers coming up at the end of this month.
yes, we
What's that
have
for?
that's for World Cup qualifiers. So we have yeah,
Jeez.
it's exciting. So we play against Anguilla in this window,
Mhm.
and then our next window is I think we have one in February where we'll have two games and then one in April. And we play against in our group it's Anguilla, Belize, Suriname, and Haiti. And
Okay.
so we have to like win that group to then go to like the next step of qualifying games. Um so yeah, we'll see. Last time we played qualifying games, we did really well until we didn't. Like we lost to Jamaica, which like they were in our group. We kind of knew that they were the like favored ones. And they were very good and they deserved to beat us. And at that time we were like a young team. Like we had all just been, that was our first year playing with the national team, like a coach that was new. Um, this year I think we have like a little bit more experience, but our federation is just like, we didn't have camp for like a year after Gold Cup or like over a year. So it's like
Yeah.
disappointing. I don't feel like there's the investment in us that there should be. And I know we're not the only country that obviously feels that way.
Mm,
There's many other, especially like the small island countries, that the Federation just kind of takes advantage of the situation or the fact that it's the women's side or whatever it might be.
mm.
So something that we're like always fighting for and we're trying to hopefully get better and fight for what we deserve. I'm probably not going to benefit from it if we actually like win everything that we want to get done, but
Mm.
at least 5, 10, 15 years down the line, whoever's playing, hopefully my kid will be able to reap the benefits of like what we're trying to build there.
Yeah,
So,
you're just trying to get the foundation down.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Oh,
just like
damn.
show the girls like you don't have to accept the bare minimum.
Mm,
There could be ways that this is done that works for everybody. And then
mm.
like we can all be successful because that's what it's about. It's about like success for the country, not just for the girls or for the federation. Like we're supposed to be one unit.
Yeah, represent the whole country.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So that takes us to present day.
Present day.
Just talking about all that, what a journey.
What a journey.
That is
Eh,
crazy. So let's get into some of the questions from the Instagram page that a couple people sent in, and then we'll do a couple of get to know you off the pitch, and then we'll wrap it up.
Sounds good.
So, first one off the page, how did you like playing in Costa Rica?
I absolutely loved it. I felt like I really skipped over that. It was so I had gone like a pretty big break or like decent sized break, I felt like before I went to Costa Rica. So of course I was like feeling a little bit of like an insecurity going into it. And talk about culture. The culture there is so different in terms of like they're just like open and welcoming and
Mhm.
goofy and silly and like constantly cracking jokes. And everyone has always asked me, like, what was the best part of Costa Rica? And I always say the people. They are just like some of the kindest people that you will ever meet. And that's how it felt on my team. Um, I got really close to the girls. We were like, I kind of made them become tourists in their own country because I'm like, what are we doing this weekend? What
Yeah, you want to
landmarks
explore.
don't visit? Yeah. I speak Spanish, and so my Spanish there just got like so much better. I was really immersed in just everything and in the language and the culture. And I was literally like living in the rainforest. Like it was absolutely beautiful. It's a place I will always go back to visit. Um, and yeah, I'm like, I loved it so much. I actually was thinking like, okay, when can I plan a trip to go to Costa Rica and like when they're playing and also like maybe Bad Bunny will be there and I could just
You're trying
like
to line it all
really
up.
line it all up. Exactly. But I absolutely loved it.
Amazing. Second question from here saying, how did you get involved with the Players Network?
Um, so the Players Network is a company that my friend Bree, myself, and our other co-founder Sam Rosette started, and it's basically just like helping aspiring and current professionals. Like I said earlier, when I started my journey, I didn't even know like having an agent was a thing. And now we have become this resource hub for players where like we teach them things like that. We educate them and let them know like what does a normal contract look like? What does talking to an agent look like? What questions should you be asking? Just like pretty much any question that they might have about playing professionally and especially playing abroad, we got you.
Mhm.
And so it just kind of came about from like the three of us. We left training one day and we're like complaining about our agents and like how shitty everything is. And we just said, okay, why don't we fix it and we do something about it? And we created a group chat. And now the group chat has like over 620 players in it. And people are just
Damn.
constantly writing, like, hey, can someone help me get a visa for this? Or like, has anybody worked with this agent? Or has anybody done this? And we're growing every day, and hopefully, eventually we become a place that like everyone soccer wise comes to for education, whether that be in the youth space, the college space, or the pro space. Right now we're just in the pro space. Um, and yeah, hopefully it grows. So everyone should go follow us on Instagram, the Players Network.
I was just
Uh,
about to say, how if people are listening and they want to get in contact, how can they?
Yeah, so if you just go to our Instagram, I'm pretty sure it's just the Players Network. You can send us a DM. We're always answering our DMs, or we have a link tree in our bio that basically explains like if you want to get added to the group chat if you're a current player, or if you just want more information, or you want to get our newsletter, or whatever it might be. But yeah, it's become, or it's a passion project that hopefully becomes full-time job, which would be really nice.
Yeah, amazing. And it's beneficial. It's helping a lot of people. It sounds like
Yeah,
already.
it is really fun to see the like stories that come out of how we
Hmm.
helped. And we've like put together our first professional combine this summer, and that was amazing. And girls got opportunities from that. So if we're helping grow the game even just a little bit and like make it better and safer for players, then we're doing our jobs.
Amazing. And then lastly, from here, what has been, or what would you, I guess, call your biggest accomplishment playing professionally?
Um, I think my biggest accomplishment is just like continuing through all the adversity. It's funny because everyone has the same reaction that you had of like, oh my God, you had three ACLs. And now it's just become so second nature of like, yeah, of course. Like it's just so part of my story, I feel
Yeah,
like. So I would say that, but I would, if I'm talking about like one specific moment, when we qualified for Gold Cup, we had to win our last game, and it was like probably like the 70th minute or something, and we finally scored, and then we scored again, and I think we scored at like the 80 something minute, and like I looked at Bree, all of a sudden there was fireworks in the sky. We were playing in DR.
crazy.
It was just like we freaking did it, and I just like lost it on the field. I'm like, I got like 5 minutes left, but like I feel like I can celebrate. And that to me was like, this is all worth it. What,
Hmm.
like all the time and effort I put into it, like it was for this moment and it's all worth it. Then we went to Gold Cup and like played against the US and Mexico and Argentina. I'm like, this is amazing. Like I'm playing against
Yeah.
players in the world. I mean, we got crushed, but like it's fine.
Still the experience though. Not many people can say that.
Exactly.
All right. All right, let's get into a quick rapid fire questions.
Okay.
And then for the sake of time, because I got the damn
Yeah.
Zoom hitting me. So let's go. Favorite artist.
Oh my God.
Gotta
Uh,
pick one.
at the moment, it's probably Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay. Ooh, espresso. I like that.
Yes.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Okay. Dressing up or just casual sweatwear?
Ooh. I'm like very much in the middle. If I'm going out, like I'm dressing up.
Okay.
But any other time, I am so casual.
Okay. Indoor or outdoor? Football.
Oh, I really love small-sided.
Oh.
So I might say indoor. If I could do small-sided outdoor, I would say that.
Okay, so you kind of combined your answer there.
Yeah.
Favorite color?
Green or yellow.
Okay. Favorite destination for a vacation?
I feel like it's a destination I haven't been at yet. I want to say like Thailand or something
Okay,
cool
so
like
that's like a dream destination.
yeah. But
Okay,
I
all
think
right.
it'll be my favorite when it happens.
All right. And then lastly, let me think off dome. Basketball or soccer?
I love watching basketball.
Damn.
Like love the content from the WNBA, but like soccer always.
All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what gauging the love of basketball still.
I mean, I also went to UConn, which is like a huge basketball school.
Huge.
People don't know. And like when I was there, they both, the men's and the women won. And it was like
Wow.
huge. So like basketball was just like always in my blood, you know?
Yeah, you just can't. Yeah. You still got love for the game.
Yeah. I'm waiting for when I actually retire. Like I will be playing in a women's league for basketball.
Oh, got to. All these adult leagues?
Yeah, I
That's the
have to.
best.
I'll be playing adult soccer league, adult basketball, pickleball, all the balls, all the sports,
And treating them all like they're like the most competitive thing.
obviously.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Well, Gabby, thank you for coming on, sharing your story, energy, and everything. I really appreciate it. I hope people listen to it and find some inspiration when it comes to overcoming any type of adversity, especially in injuries, especially multiple in the same knee.
Yeah, so crazy.
Crazy. But yeah, thank you for hopping
So
on. We
much
wish you
for
the
having.
best. Good
This was
luck
so
with.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, great. It was a great time listening to you.